Okay, so today I'm here to show you how I take my little golden book apart and the binding that I do. So this is the book that I chose. The first thing I usually do is to try to find the middle of it. And when you get to the middle of it, all you're going to do is slowly go in there and try to find your staple. You heard the snap there. So you just want to gently find the staple. Okay, so far so good. And then I usually work from the back because that's where it'll let go first. There, one let go there. And there's the other one. Gently pull these off to give it a little bit more room. And then after you cut it off, should slide right out there. And there's one. I might have to give this one a little bit more work from this side. Okay, and there's the other one. So there are your two pieces of staple. And there's your binding. There is a little bit of damage on the binding, but that's okay. I'm going to put some Fabri-Tac right down the middle. And then I'm attaching a piece of chipboard right in the gully. I'm going to have another piece. It's good. I'm going to now add that over top of the other piece. And there you have it. You have a nice sturdy bound journal spine. I will be using the elastic binding on here, so I will show you how that works as well and how we bind the pages. I'll be right back to show you that. Okay, so I'm back. I have pulled out my scrapbook paper and I decided to use this. It's Authentica and it's called Nostalgic. And on the one side they're the greens and yellows, and on the other side they're the grays. I also went through my fabric scraps and picked out 3. And after eliminating these 2, this one I don't think goes good with the greens. It's too limey. This one's a bit too thin. I decided to go with that one. So that's going to be my piece of fabric. We're going to be binding the pages now to the scrapbook paper. So you're going to get your up and down. You're going to go with 6. You're turning it. And you're going just under, there's the 8. We don't want to be over the book, we want to be just under. So the 1 notch under the 8. Most of the books are standard, but I always double check. This one can go either way. I think I'm going to have my dots up and down. And this one can be either way. I'm going to go this way. So there are my pages. So now we're going to fold them, and I want the grays out. So what this is, you're not going to see. So I like this the way that one is. So if I do all my grays out, then I'm going to be folding up like that. Oh, that's upside down. That's really a shame. So this one's going like this. And I think maybe this is going to be the same way. Yes. So in this case, I'm putting these two out. That's okay, because now I know how I'll bind them together. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we have to find the middle of our spine, or our pages. And we're going to cut the pages right in half. Make sure everything's lined up. This is going to be an easy book to keep in order because it's the alphabet. If it wasn't, I would take a little bit more care on making sure that I had everything labeled. Okay, back comes the scoreboard. I need to score each one of these sections at 6 inches. Then I'm putting 2 staples in there. Just giving it a little fold to get it ready. So where you've cut is where you score at 6. You get 4 signatures when you do it this way. There's my books. Here are my, I think I'm going to start out with the lighter and go to the darker. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky. You need your score tape. Now, I usually glue these down too, so let me take a minute to glue these and have them set so these are not flopping around. So that it would be your next step. So one moment, please. Okay, so these have all been glued now, and we're ready to attach the first one to the first set of pages. Now, another thing I didn't say, but in my process when I teach this class to people, the very first thing they do is they clean their cupboard or cover with warm soapy water and no scrubbing, no trying to take tags off, no extra force, because these book covers are so delicate that any kind of rubbing will actually do damage to the cover. So there's my beautiful spine. What I've done off camera as well is I've added the fabric in there so that it has time to dry, because I do want to get this bound for you today. Okay, so I've added the score tape to the 3 sections. I'm taking this up now. I do mass make these, and I usually have at least a dozen at a craft show when I do my craft shows. Okay, so this is your first section. This is your first section of your book and your piece of paper. So what you're going to do, sometimes I even flip it over like this. You want to be inside the fold that we just made. And you want to attach it like that. And then you're going to attach it, fold it down like this. So I might have to cut a little bit off there. I guess I was off a bit. So there is your first section. So the nice thing about this is it's very versatile. You can have this on the front, you can flip it out and have this on the front, and this will be your first page that you see. And then you'll be going through like that. What you've just created here is a very large pocket plus 2 pockets here. So the next one I've decided on was going to be I don't know. I kind of like the gray, the dark and the light. And then I'll do the darks like this. And then this will be the last one. No, I'm going this way. Okay, so let's get these off. Open it up. Add my tape. I try to get the tape as close to the edges as I can, but I really don't worry about it that much because the pockets are so big. I've had no problem, as a rule, of them coming apart. I make, every time someone has a baby, I make a journal like this for them as well, for their first year or their milestones. And this one is actually going to my granddaughter who's turning 1. And I am this month. Her party's on the 15th, so my goal is to have it done by the 15th, so I can give it to her for her birthday. So there is the second signature, and again, I could have it so it goes in the book like this, so you get all your pages in a row, and then you're going to have this and this, or I can flip it at this point and just keep flipping them, and so that you have some other pages. Now the other thing about this journal binding is we're going to have pages in here, in between all of this. So keep that in mind. Anyway, I'll do the other 2, get them all ready, and I'll come back and show you how I do my elastic binding. Okay, so I just tied the elastic and I noticed that my camera was off. So anyway, what I did was I've taken the elastic and I work right off the spool when I work on it, and I wrap the elastic around the book binding 4 times, and then I tie it off here at the top with a double knot, but I do not tighten it as of yet, and I don't tie off the strings. And then once that's done, all you have to do is slide your pages into the 4 elastics, keeping the elastics again in straight order because otherwise they cross over. Keeping your pages in order. So the interesting thing about this binding is now everywhere there's an elastic, you can put in as many pages as you like. You can, I call it an add and remove journal, and it will go on forever. Because once the pages get filled up, you can take them out and do more of their writing or drawing or playing with. The pockets, sometimes I notch the top pockets and these 2 side ones, but I'm not going to do that yet. If it's called for at the end and I'm putting something in there that you can't quite see, I might do a notch on them. But for now, basically that's the binding. Along with this journal, when I give them out or sell them, I tell people that the journal is bound in a way that the pages can be added and taken away, and there are 2 large pockets and 1 large hidden pocket in each section of the book, so that helps people to find them if they're not quite noticeable. So again, my favorite binding for Little Golden Books, and since I've discovered this binding, I haven't went back. Anyway, I hope you like this video, and I hope you try this. Thanks, bye-bye.